Welcome to the UCL Pokemon Draft League. This is Alex Grimes II, the king himself. We will be moving on to playoffs round 2. There are 8 teams remaining, showing themselves to be above and beyond the other 24 teams. Remember, we are doing a giveaway at 100 subs. I have decided to bump it up from cash to any Nintendo Switch Pokemon game of your choosing. For now, let's move on to the first match. The first match will be between the Bethlehem Braviaries versus the Kannapolis Intimidators. Kannapolis Intimidators will be on the player side, while the Bethlehem Braviaries will be on the opponent side. Close combat from the Passimian onto the Mega Blastoise. Mega Blastoise is going to flip turn out of there into the Tapu Koko to try to kill off this Passimian. It's not going to work. The Volt Switch will come out onto the Rodamo, who switched in. Now the Zarude Dada is going to be in. Zarude's going to go for a substitute while the Rodamo goes for a Volt Switch. Did not break the sub. Here is the Mega Charizard X here. It's going for the Mega while Zarude goes for a bulk up. The Charizard's going to go for a Dragon Claw. That will fade the sub. Is the Zarude going to stay in? No, it is not. Moltres is going to come in and take a Blaze Kick. That's going to survive easily. Moltres now going to U-turn into the Charizard X, who Dragon Dance. This Donphan will be able to, with its sturdy, stop the Charizard from deciding to do any damage. It's going to get its Stealth Rocks down. Rodamo's in versus the Kyurem. Rodamo will get the Defog off to get the Stealth Rocks out, and the Registeel's back in to tank an Ice Beam from the Kyurem. There's a very back and forth checks and balances game so far. Stealth Rocks onto the Kannapolis Intimidator side. Moltres in versus the Passimian. Oh, Passimian took some big damage off that Flare Blitz, but the Rock Slide will outspeed the Moltres, and that is the first Pokemon down. Passimian is getting very low. Is Passimian going to stay in? No, it will be reserved for a later purpose. Registeel's in. Rapid Spin from the Blastoise will get rid of the Stealth Rocks. The Flip Turn comes in, gets Zarude back in. Zarude gets a Toxic from this Registeel. Registeel being a very strong opponent for this season. The Jungle Healing will get rid of that Toxic, but the Body Press will do big damage, leaving Zarude at 61% after the leftovers. Here is a double switch, Landorus Therian versus the Mega Blastoise. The critical hit from the Earthquake will kill the Blastoise. Very unfortunate there. It is 6 versus 4. Bethlehem Braviaries, as usual, is having a very good game. Registeel will take an Earth Power. It's going to protect on a second turn. This is usually a Choice Specs Kyurem. It will try to hit 2 Earth Powers, but instead is going to get out of there afterwards. Tapu Koko versus Landorus Therian. It's going to be not Tapu Koko anymore. Zarude versus Landorus Therian. Zarude will probably go for a double switch. Again, more switching. Donphan versus the Mega Charizard X. Goes for an Earthquake, Donphan does, but Mega Charizard X switches to the Rodamo. Now the Rodamo hits a Leaf Storm onto the switching in Kyurem. Lots of switching, trying to get the upper hand on each other. The Kannapolis Intimidators are bleeding, though. They lost 2 Pokemon already. Zarude's looking pretty low. The Earth Power from the Specs Kyurem will be negated after 1 hit from the Rodamo. Rodamo predicts that the Kyurem needs to switch out. It's going to Volt Switch onto the Zarude. Here is the Landorus Therian, who hits a U-turn onto the Zarude. Now that's 3 Pokemon down. 6-3 now. Okay, the Donphan will get a return kill with the Ice Shards onto the Passimian. Only at 8%. Not really that much of a win, but the Mega Charizard X comes in instead and is going to die to the Earthquake. Here comes the Z Happy Hour. Greninja, does this Kannapolis Intimidators team have anything left in the tank? After losing so many Pokemon, he's going to get killed by the Grass Knots. He has a free switch into the Kyurem now, but I don't think the Kyurem's going to be able to do anything. Low kick from the Happy Hour. Greninja will kill the Kyurem. This should be it here. The Tapu Koko is going to come in. Going to hit a Dazzling Gleam first. And too bad. Knocks down the Greninja. to 7%, but the Greninja will kill with the Hydro Pump. That's going to be it. The winner will be Bethlehem Braviaries, and he'll be moving to the next round. Greninja did what it needed to do at the end of the game, came in when the Canopolis Intimidators were hurting for Pokemon. Only 3 Pokemon left. All of its defenses have been broken down. The happy hour could not be contested, and that would have been it for the game. We now have an interview with Pat Flynn, the leader and coach of the Bethlehem Braviaries, to give his opinion on how the game went.
Going into my quarterfinals match against Will, I really didn't have too many thoughts one way or the other against him. I don't know him that well personally, but as a trainer, I do see him being placed pretty consistently around, in the middle of the pack of the people that make it to the playoffs. So, of course, I knew to take him seriously. The only thing I can really say about the match is when he stealth rocked in front of a +1 Mega Charizard and didn't even flinch doing it, the dude had balls of steels for doing that play. if I had decided to attack that turn, he would have just lost the game right there.
Some wise words from the current Season 12 champion, Pat Flynn, and the Bethlehem Braviaries. For now, let's move on to the next battle. The next battle will be between the Philadelphia Furos and the Chico Chestnuts. Chico Chestnuts will be on the player side while the Philadelphia Furos will be on the opponent's side. The Durant misses its Iron Head and gets fire punched on turn 1 of the game by Salk. That's going to be 6-5. Electivire comes in, Volt switches out into the Tapu Fini. Close combat will be resisted, and the Salk will definitely have to get out of there. Here comes Chansey. Chansey will eat a Moonblast easily. Tapu Fini's going to have to get out of there. Here comes the Scrafty. Stealth rocks down onto the Chico Chestnuts. Chansey's out of there into the Toxapex. Taunted, so the Toxapex will lose a lot of its utility effectiveness. It's going to have to go for a Scald. It did not burn that turn. Bulk up from the Scrafty. Scrafty's going to go for a second bulk up, or no, it will go for a second bulk up. It's sitting at 2 times attack, 2 times defense. The close combat will do over half damage, but the Scrafty will be able to hit a Drain Punch, heal itself up. It's taken down 1 Pokemon. It's back to even now. Here comes the Raikou. Been doing very good. Here comes the Gigavolt Havoc. It does not kill the Scrafty. Scrafty's going to heal up back to half health. Gigavolt Havoc didn't kill the Scrafty, so how would the Thunderbolt? Scrafty will take out the Raikou. That Raikou was definitely doing a very good job the entire season for the Philadelphia Furos. He's going to have to invest his Mega Aerodactyl to kill the Scrafty with the Dual Wing Beat. Imagine if that Dual Wing Beat missed. Here comes the Electivire, gonna scare out the Mega Aerodactyl again, going to get a Volt Switch off onto the Chansey. Here comes the Garchomp now. Garchomp, good matchup against the Chansey. He's going to go for a substitute. The Seismic Toss will be able to break the sub. He's going to go for a second substitute. Seismic Toss again. He's going to refuse to let that Garchomp get a sub off. He's going to get the Seismic Toss. Swords Dance onto the Garchomp. Garchomp is now sitting at 2 times attack. Scale Shot. Will it be able to take out the Chansey? It does not take out the Chansey. However, because the Seismic Toss is based on the level, it doesn't matter that the Garchomp has a defense decrease. Unfortunately for the Garchomp, that Greninja Battle Bond will outspeed the Garchomp even with the Scale Shot already in effect. Toxapex will be sacrificed in front of this Electivire. He had no switch. Baneful Bunker will keep him alive for 1 more turn, but what did it do actually? Finally, the Toxapex goes down on the 3rd Thunderbolt. Mega Aerodactyl comes in. This Electivire is lightning fast. It hits first and takes the Mega Aerodactyl down to 17%. It will die. However, this Mega Aerodactyl cannot stand in the face of the Mega Mawile. It predicts the switch and goes for a play rough. That's going to be it. This should be the end of the game. The Fire Fang does not do enough for the Mega Mawile. Mega Mawile will be able to end the game. That's going to be it. The winner is Chico Chestnuts. Early in the game, Scrafty came in, got 2 bulk ups off. It only got 142% damage. That's more than what it's worth. But the drain punches and the 2 bulk ups were enough to make the Philadelphia Pharaohs use and lose a lot of their resources early in the game, causing for a lot of problems later on in face of the Garchomp and the Mega Mawile. Usually, Scrafty would not have done so much in the game. It is considered a Tier 4 Pokemon, but we have seen in this playoffs, this is the season. This is the year for the Tier 4 Pokemon. Scrafty stepped up and won the game for the Chico Chestnuts. And the Chico Chestnuts will move on to the semifinals. He will face the Bethlehem Braviaries. For us, we will move on to the next battle. The next battle will be between Why Nots and Jamie Trainer's Bulky Boys. Why Nots will be on the player side, while Jamie Trainer's Bulky Boys will be on the opponent side. Crocodile versus Salazzle. Salazzle will move first, bring down Crocodile to 48%, but the knockoff will hit Salazzle to 23%. Both Pokemon took heavy damage. Salazzle is going to predict the switch and gets a Toxic off onto the Mantine. Mantine goes for a Scald. The Protect will stop the Scald, but the Salazzle will definitely have to switch out on the next turn. Lantern in here is going to easily eat up that Scald. The Toxic is ticking onto the Mantine. Mantine is going to go for a Roost. It's going to, he should have known it was going to be Water Absorb. The Mantine doesn't take any damage other than the Toxic. Going to switch out to the Tapu Lele. Psychic Terrain up. It's going to do big damage on whoever comes in. It does pretty decent damage for what was expected against a Scizor. Scizor is going to go for an Iron Head. The Mantine comes in, takes a bit of damage. Toxic ticks down at 47%. It's going to have to roost on this turn while Lantern gets a free switch in. Surely a Volt Switch is going to come out. It's going to have to try to get a... Nope, it does not switch out. Instead, what is going on here? I can't even commentate with all this bullshit. Jamie Trainer went for 2 Scalds in front of the Mantine. He's going to finally Volt Switch out on and break the sub. Here's the Scizor. Scizor's going to U-turn into the Lantern again. Lantern's going to get hit with a Scald. I just lost the element. I'm just out of the game now because I just saw too much bullshit. Mantine's getting low. It's going to be sacrificed off here. Ice Beam will take it out finally. The Toxic would have confirmed the kill anyway. Lantern versus Tapu Lele now. Tapu Lele is going to hit a big Psychic and take down the Lantern. It is 5 versus 5. Scizor's going to scare it out again. You turn onto the Silvally. Silvally versus Salazzle. Salazzle versus Crocodile. Crocodile's going to get Toxic by the Salazzle. Salazzle should be faster. It's going to Flamethrower onto the Crocodile, taking out the Crocodile. Jamie Trainer's Bulky Boys has a good chance at winning this game. You have to think, Jamie Trainer has never been in a playoffs match before this season. You have to question, is this Jamie Trainer's year? Thunder Wave onto the Nihilego, and the Side Shock will kill the Nihilego. This is the opening that Jamie Trainer's Bulky Boys needed. The Why Nots is only down to 3 Pokemon. Hitmonlee holding in the back. He has Silvally and the Tapu Lele. Flamethrower onto the Togekiss. And here comes the multi-attack. Steel will take out that Togekiss. It is 4 versus 3, but Jamie Trainer's Bulky Boys is still in a good position. The Salazzle comes in and Flamethrowers the Silvally Steel. There's only 2 Pokemon left and 4 for the Jamie Trainer's Bulky Boys. That was a bad switch for Jamie. He just might have thrown the game there. The Lycanroc Dusk is going to die. Speed Swap is going to come in. Oh, that's still, it killed the Tapu Lele. There's only 1 Pokemon left. It's Hitmonlee. He's going to get the Unburden and hit the close combat. It all comes down to this. Will Hitmonlee be able to come in? No, not Scizor, not Scizor, no! What have you done? The Jamie Trainer's Bulky Boys had the opportunity, and now the Hitmonlee's going to kill the last Pokemon. The winner is Why Not in stellar fashion. Hitmonlee came in at the last moment and turned the battle in favor of the Why Not. It is also a Tier 4 Pokemon that in Unburden was able to outspeed every other Pokemon on the board. and it just wiped through the rest of the team. Unfortunately, because the Psychic Terrain was going to go down on the next turn, he switched in his Caesar instead of his Salazzle. Caesar, with the Bullet Punch, might have had a chance in killing off the Hitmonlee at 0.5 defense, but instead, he switched in the Caesar on the Psychic Terrain turn, and that's going to lose the game for Jamie Trainer's Bulky Boys. We are now joined by Will Whitehead of the Kannapolis Intimidators to give his opinion on how the game went. Kind of racist last name, Whitehead. How'd he get that? Anyway, he's going to give his opinion. And what you got there, buddy? How you holding up?
I'm feeling all right. It's never fun to lose, but going into a match with Pat, it's going to be tough. This one was no exception. He played a very clean game with a very scary team.
Even in defeat, you're giving a lot of respect to your opponent. It couldn't be me.
My hat's off to him.
Now, I know you're a fisherman part-time, and I see you're holding that L quite nicely. That's a pretty big L that you took there, but you seem to be holding up. I guess that's testament to how you feel about your season.
As for myself, I'm pretty happy with my season as a whole, and I can't wait to see what season 14 has in store for me.
All right, enough about you and that big L that you took on that game. Let's talk about the Jamie Trainer Bulky Boys versus the Why Nots. What stood out to you?
This was one of my favorite playoffs matches this season. It's an exciting matchup because Kevin of the Why Nots is an old head in the UCL and one of our most talented players.
Not too much of an old head. We're still pretty spry for our age, but go on.
On the other side, Jamie, coach of Jamie Trainer's Bulky Boys and the wild card of the league syndicate known as the Tomboys, is in his first playoffs appearance ever.
Yes, I agree with you. Kevin of the Why Nots definitely had extreme experience advantage over the Jamie Trainer's Bulky Boys when it came to playoffs. But Jamie, this was his season. He was doing really good. And like I said, that wild card factor where you don't know exactly how he's going to fare in playoffs definitely gave him a little bit of an edge.
Both players brought their A game this match, and while Jamie had some crafty ideas, Kevin was able to close out this tight game with his Lele combo.
Yeah, as the match went later and later, we saw that he was holding Tapu Lele, holding that Hitmonlee in the back, waiting for that chance to get those unburdened strikes off, and it definitely paid off for Why Not. Do you have anything else to say before we move on to the next match?
Better luck next season to Jamie, and good luck to Kevin in the next round.
A true competitor, even in the face of defeat. It couldn't have been me. If I would have lost in round two, there would have been some problems. I'm the king. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next battle. The next battle will be between Pittsburgh Celesteela versus Kalamazoo Alakazam. Pittsburgh Celesteela will send out their Crobat on the player's side while Mesprit comes out for the Kalamazoo Alakazam on the opponent's side. U-turn from the Crobat. It's going to be a double U-turn. Melmetal versus this Nidoking here. The Nidoking is going to set up Stealth Rocks while the double Iron Bash will immediately destroy the Nidoking. That will be punishment for the sin of dropping Stealth Rocks in front of the Melmetal. Tangrowth will scare out the Melmetal into the Crobat. Tangrowth will get out of there. U-turn onto the Metagross. It's a lot of switches here. Mamoswine versus the Metagross. They're going to do an Earthquake, the Mamoswine, onto the Metagross, and it will be survived by a berry. The Meteor Mash will kill the Mamoswine. That was a good play there. Here is the Mega Alakazam versus the Metagross. The Metagross will get a Bullet Punch off and do big damage, but it will eventually die to the Mega Alakazam, who then will die to the Kartana, who gets a Beast Boost off. It's the Hitmonchan here versus the Kartana. Kartana's going to get out of there for Mesprit. Mesprit will resist the Hitmonchan. Okay, he's going to expect a switch and go for a hidden power. We don't know which hidden power that is yet, but we're going to see the Hitmonchan just wants to stay in. Hitmonchan does have very good special defense for a Pokemon of its tier. It is tier 5, very low on the tier list. It's going to be standing in front of this Mesprit, not giving up. But here comes a Tangrowth. It's going to go for a Drain Punch, but it's going to be hit by the Rocky Helmet, and the Earthquake will kill off that Hitmonchan. There's only 3 Pokemon left for this Pittsburgh Celesteela versus the 4 on the Kalamazoo Alakazam. Crobat's going to roost up to full health. Mesprit is in now. The Brave Bird will take out the Mesprit. It's 3 versus 3. It's anybody's game here. Inteleon is in. Who's faster? The Crobat doesn't want to take the chance. Here comes the Z move. The Hydro Vortex will take out the Venomoth. Didn't get anything done in this game. Melmetal's in now. Melmetal's going to go for a superpower. It won't kill this Tangrowth. It's going to have to get out of there again. Tangrowth will be able to heal up to 73% on that Synthesis. The Crobat is not strong enough. It's being out-healed. The Brave Bird from the Crobat is being out-healed by this Rocky Helmet Tangrowth. Inteleon is in. Who's going to move faster? Brave Bird will not kill the Inteleon. Even though it went first, it'll do big damage onto both Pokemon. The Kartana's in now. Brave Bird will also not kill the Kartana. This is probably not a very strong Brave Bird. It's going to go down to the Kartana. Kartana has a Beast Boost again. Here comes the Melmetal. Melmetal is going to be blocked by the Tangrowth again. That was big damage onto the Tangrowth. He might want to get out of there. He does get out of there. The Inteleon's in. Double Iron Bash easily takes out the Inteleon. Here is the Tangrowth again. Melmetal is the only thing left. Melmetal goes second. The Earthquake does big damage. Rocky Helmet, and then the Rocky Helmet again. Tangrowth just stood as a wall for the team and destroyed that Melmetal with the Rocky Helmet, with the Regenerator. The winner is going to be Kalamazoo Alakazam 1-0. When all was said and done at the end of the game, Tangrowth was just too much of a physical wall for the remaining Pokemon. Hitmonchan couldn't punch through it. Melmetal tried to bash through it, but kept on hitting itself. It was able to get back its health through its Regenerator ability by sacrificing Inteleon and the other Pokemon. It was able to stall out the Melmetal, who is locked into Double Iron Bash, and that was going to be it for the game. Even if Tangrowth did not kill Melmetal, the Kartana in the back would have secured it. 4 teams remaining. The final 4, the elite members of the UCL, have clawed their way above 32 other teams. 32? 28 other teams. Bethlehem Braviaries, Chico Chestnuts, Why Not, and Kalamazoo Alakazam. This is Alex Grimes II, the king himself. Thank you for watching. Remember, we do have a giveaway at 100 subs. The winner will get any Pokemon Nintendo Switch game of their choosing. We will most likely be returning with the semifinals matches on Tuesday. We will see you there.